At that time in wrestling, were steroids like a popular thing? Like I remember when I was in high school, people use like Test 200. But even growing up like in Texas, did people even know that steroids were bad for you, or was it just like a medicine that was like kind of common in wrestling? Do you feel like?
Well, doctors would give it to you. I mean, I had trouble gaining weight when I was like, my whole life I've had trouble gaining weight. But, and so I took Dianabol when I was in high school, but I took one a day for like 2 weeks and then lay off for 2 weeks and then take it again for 2 weeks and lay off for 2 weeks. And that was think of a little boy pill. That's what that was for little boys that weren't getting puberty. And then back then, like you say, there weren't all these rules and all. Steroids weren't necessarily a dirty word, but doctors did give them to people like after surgery and things like that to improve their appetite and things.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. But if you don't lift weights, if you don't really have a strict regimen, then it's just going to give you pimples on your back and make your hair fall out and your breath stink and all that stuff,
Yeah, if you're just shooting steroids and then just watching, I Dream of Jeannie or shit like that, your life's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, like those guys that get the injections to make their muscles look big. Can you believe? Have you seen some of these guys they don't even work out. They go in, they get silicone injections for muscles. I got to tell you, Theo, muscles are nothing. It's all, you want to know in wrestling, I would lift weights because I wanted to be a better wrestler. I want my kick out. I want to push my man off. I want to be able to bench, a lot because it's important. But I mean, to look pretty in the mirror, I mean, that's just a few shades short of fruity, if you ask me,
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at this
That's
guy.
The stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
What in the hell is that?
No, I mean...
The guy looks like he's stealing from Target.
Really?
What is that guy doing?
Come on.
What is that guy doing?
Yeah,
That guy looks like a little. And I'm gonna take that joke out. That's offensive. I just wanted to make you guys laugh. We used to use them. I'm trying to think. We used them. Yeah, we got in and we were weightlifting pretty heavy, and it was fun using them because it definitely made things easier. That was fun, and you felt way more invigorated, for sure.
What kind did you do?
We were doing like Test 200, and then some people would do Dianabol. I never got that. We just would go on spring break and get Test 200, or some people worked on farms and we get Test 200 from them, testosterone or something.
Yeah, well, some of that stuff, I mean, I have to say that some of that stuff the guys use, you could see veterinary use only on the box, I mean, equine this and all. And
some of it you'd open up and it'd be like,
yeah.
Even when you took the top off, you're like, shit, that ain't for us.
That's what it was. It really, I was never into that because you really can kill yourself with it. It's like it messes your whole body up, And
was it popular in the sport when you got into it? I'm just trying to wonder what the times were like and how men felt like they had to.
Theo, man.
Well, and you guys were, because your family was in good shape overall, but some of the shapes in wrestling weren't. It wasn't as much about the shape. There was a lot of guys out there that were just big, tough guys.
Well, we wanted to put the best show on television we could do. And if that meant take steroids too, we didn't care. I mean, priority one was our body.
Yeah.
I mean, was delivering that punishment. We move quick and explode. You've seen our wrestling, it was different.
Kerry was it's unbelievable watching him.
Well, that's the thing we wanted to, and that was the attitude back then. If the guys we're wrestling are going to do steroids, well, then it's only fair that we do them too. Now, we didn't, don't get me wrong, it's like, it's not like we were really into it. Kerry went down to the University of Houston and was still in the discus for Coach Tellez down there of U of H. And the stuff he learned down there was all this like expert stuff about weightlifting and weight events and all. they would take a cigarette and puff a cigarette right before they'd throw. And it's something in the nicotine would kick the muscles in, kick your body just a little. It would give them just a little edge, just a little more. Or they drink ice cold water before you have a Go Max on your bench. It helps just a little bit.
You hear that, Coach Hester? Kurt Hester, he's a speed and strength coach of mine. I think he coaches at the University of Houston now. But I'm going to have to make sure he hears that. With wrestling, did you have to be as tough at the wrestling part as you did at the partying part? Like, there seemed to be this thing when I look back on like wrestling and a lot of the stories, especially coming up out of like the 70s, 80s, 90s, where not only did you have to prove yourself in the ring, that you were the toughest guy, that you were able to do the matches, but then you had to prove yourself again, like at the drinking table. Was that part of the culture as much as...
Oh man, that was the easy part for us because none of us really liked the taste of booze. I'll have a drink or even two, but I'm done. I can't drink 6 of anything, And a lot of people can, but I think that was a big thing for us. We never did get that big stomach. I guess that a lot of my friends, love that beer. All my teammates, my wrestling colleagues love beer, but I never did get into it, and I'm glad I didn't because it's taken its toll on a lot of good men.
Yeah. Did you ever fight somebody high? Could people fight high in the ring? Did people ever fight high in the ring?
I don't think so. I mean, not on purpose.
Right.
But I can remember though. Golly. Yeah. Oh, we did before. There was this stuff called GHB. Mm-hmm. And it's this super drug, but they sold it in like athletic stores, and sporting goods stores because it was like a fat burner. And so we're going to this town, and Kerry and Kerry's going there. He told us not to take too much of it, but by the time we say you'll probably go to sleep in the car. By the time we get there, your body's going to be burning your fat off, So we took that crap, and golly, shoot. I don't know how we got through that night. It was terrible.
Y'all were just zombies?
Yeah, we were. We like we're just sitting there dozing off. Right at match time, and it'd be just one of the brothers trying to wake you up. Shut up, and it was terrible. That stuff was something.
Yeah, I could just imagine what that's like at that time. You're almost like anything to kind of get an edge. Everybody's testing out the cool stuff, or I know where the new thing is. I guess that's always been a part of that bodybuilding world too, I think, When you're big into bodybuilding, a lot of those things kind of come along. Like, there's different creatines, there's different uppers, there's like these testosterone revigorators or whatever. And it's just a picture of like sometimes it comes in like a huge set of balls, the powder or whatever. Like, what the hell is this? But yeah, there's all types of that bodybuilding's always been on the edge of
competitive.
Yeah, using and finding an advantage.
Yeah, that's when 2 guys are going to looking at the mirror with each other, and I got better things to do.
Yeah, at a certain point, I think so.